SpaceX is one of his companies. All right? And if we have SpaceX, now we have this problem. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
We can look at this and say, write SpaceX. Then we put space and X. Then he bought a company called Twitter. Okay, these are coincidences, okay? And then he changed the to X.
Yeah.
And if you want to take this X and just put it up here,
Why?
that means we have 3.
Why are we putting it up there? Because everything is like, there's a reason. And then now he's just like, if we're just to take this X and put it over there. Why?
3 spaces for a certain number. Whenever you're putting spaces, all right, or boxes, they are marked with X's. So if you put an X, you're not saying there is a number. You're literally saying, remember when we were in school, we said find X. You're literally saying it's open. So don't worry about it. Just remove that and remove that. And guess what? You have your 3.
That's not what X means. X does not mean open. Doesn't mean that it's open. It means it's an actual number. It's taking the space of a number, not that it's open.
3 spaces, of course, there is space here. You have your 3.
You can't do that. Even 0 is something that would take up space. You can't just be like, because in high school we would be like, find X. That means it's open. I just okay.
3 spaces. And of course, the Bible says, let him that is wisdom calculate what is the number of the devil. For the number of the devil is what? 666. But we know there is an X, and there is space.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I want you to see just the logo only of NASA. That's the logo of NASA, right?
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Sure.
Isn't it amazing that if we dealing with the logo of NASA, all right? That's NASA and that's English. I get this. Do you understand what it says? It says, let a person with wisdom calculate it. You have to use some way of calculating. And boom, you get the answer. This is the word 853.
But how do you know that your way of calculating? What? How did we get there? I feel like I skipped the course.
77 in your Strongs if you want to get it. This is the word nasha. Apparently.
Just because words sound the same, it doesn't mean they mean the same thing. NASA means its own. What does NASA mean? NASA means National Aeronautics and Space Administration, right? And just because there's another word that could sound like NASA, it doesn't mean that you can. That's what they meant. It's kind of like, when you use just an acronym, the acronym doesn't mean, okay, unless it's Drake. Don't rap against Kendrick ever. Drake. That doesn't mean that's the meaning of his name. Okay, I know, terrible example because it happened. But you know what I'm saying.
The same word is NASA. I'm not saying it means that. But why is it that when we go there, it's NASA? When we get NASA in the Hebrew, which is spelled N-A-S-H-A, of course, not spelled in English when we get in that.
Because that's the acronym. It doesn't have to be deeper than that.
It means to deceive. So whenever they tell you they went to the moon, I did not say they didn't go,
Okay.
but just know you're being told by liars.
So
Then
you're implying that they didn't go. No? Shouldn't I use some wisdom to read into what you were saying?
It is also the word nahash, which means snake. Okay, bring the logo again. Nobody tries to explain what that thing is. They tried it only when there was a problem, when people started saying there is something that looks like that. Please show us the logo
what?
with something that looks like that.
Ah!
They are already telling you the devil is no longer hiding.
Quentin, bro, I can't.
No, you have to tell me. You have to tell me. You gotta tell me. Come on. How bad is it?
Please show us the logo with something that looks like that.
Ah!
They're already telling you. The devil is no longer hiding. Do you read?
I'm not different. That is rude behavior.
Fuck. Okay.
Realize how many kilometers or miles per hour we travel just to go around the Earth's orbit? 66,600
Is it really?
miles per hour, exactly.
See, they're saying 66,616. But he stopped at 666 because it, meets his agenda. Even if we were to round it up, it will be 6662. But he's just stopping where he's just rounding up where he finds convenient. So me, I can round up at 67 or even, 70 to make my point come through. He can't just be like, oh, I see the 666, so I'm just going to ignore the last two numbers. Okay.
66,600
And 16.
miles per hour, exactly. But it's NASA that told us.
But even if it was, that doesn't mean anything. And he doesn't even use miles. He's African, we use kilometers. He's just using miles because it's convenient. Haibo.
66,600
And 16.
miles per hour, exactly.
Chilling.
But it's NASA that told us. And it so happens that the man called Elon Musk is actually working with NASA
My
because
God.
NASA doesn't have the equipment anymore. They have contracted him to actually do the job.
Did he just say NASA doesn't have the equipment? So they've contracted Elon to do the job. Ugh. You can't even get angry sometimes. You just have to laugh. What the fuck?
So he's sitting at the top of NASA, so to speak.
He's sitting at the top of NASA, so to speak. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Simply one person. I want you to read Revelation 11, verse number 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Spiritually. That means it's not spiritually. That means it can be America. Because this is a spirit.
I don't even know what spiritually means. And he's out here going, the great city is spiritually called Sodom. Spiritually called Sodom. Then you can make anything mean anything according to your spirituality. Spiritually called Sodom.
Spiritual Sodom and the spiritual Egypt.
And spiritual Egypt. No. Why are they clapping? Oh my God.
It says people of different tribes, kindreds, languages, and all nations shall be able to see their dead bodies. That means there will be enough technology on earth available, cheap, that will allow everyone to connect on the internet to see this thing happen.
Oh my God. He's really reading in the internet into the Bible. It's gonna allow people to connect everywhere and see That's what I don't like about the Bible, y'all. You can read anything into it. This is the wildest by far that I've seen. Is it? Okay, so far.
So we know this thing has to be at least satellite or at least.
How do we know that? We do not know this. There is no knowledge here. You're just looking at the thing and assigning things to it. You're just like, oh, the Bible said that we'll be able to see everything. That's the internet.
Isaiah 14, verse number 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, or what? O Lucifer, son of the morning. All right. If you look at other versions, it says the morning star. So the devil is also referred to as morning star. Even the Christ is also referred to as morning star, taking into consideration the connotation that he is divine. And a third of the stars were drawn out of heaven. That means we know for sure that angels are called what? Stars. And then we have a command called Starlink. When you saw
I actually didn't even see that coming. I did not see where he was going with that. Wow.
Elon Musk starting his company, what were you thinking? I'm not saying this has nothing to do with the Antichrist, but I'm just saying, think. It's not illegal yet, but they're working on it. So you see the
Honestly, they don't have to force you.
signs you don't want. The Bible says it this way. You can look at the weather and say there is a cloud.
Yeah.
It's about to rain.
Yeah.
But yet you don't know the times. That means you've started some few things that are natural, but the spiritual, you're still blind.
How does that mean that? He's just jumping to it. It's like, you can tell when it's about to rain, but you don't know the time because it's spiritual? How? How do you know that it's spiritual? It's so hard knowing how to ask these questions when it comes to these African pastors.
To the person that is being used, I'm by no means saying it's being used by the devil. I'm simply saying technology is where we're going already. But while we're going there, another problem came in. While we're developing these technologies, we are also seeing that the platform is set for what the devil will use. It becomes so easy to use. So Elon Musk is part and parcel of the signs of the end time. They're putting chips in people's heads. Yes. So by simply thinking...
Honestly, I can't even be too mad at him because the way Elon moves is ridiculous. So I understand, but it's wrong. But I can understand. I also think the way Elon moves is wild. I wouldn't relate it to all of this though.
To do a task, it performs a task. Your computer will listen to you. You can even order a pizza using your brain.
You can order a pizza using your brain. We do order pizzas using our brain. Like, I get what he's trying to say, but I just think it's so wild that people be like, you can order a pizza using your brain. Like, I get it, but just the first use case that came to mind was pizza.
Speaking. Imagine talking like this, just here and someone is there, boom. And technology is doing exactly what it needs to do. Why
Technology does not need to do that. No, thank you.
That important, and why is that dangerous?
Yeah. Oh, I think I can call this one. This is going to be the mark of the beast. Definitely the chip stuff. There's a movie. What's it called? I think it's Left Behind or something. That also has this idea that the mark of the beast is going to be a chip that you use to like do wireless payments and stuff like that. And I remember when when I used to go to church and they started doing the tap to pay, people were like, it's starting. This is the start. The Bible says that they're going to be using wireless payments.
Because the enemy can still use it. This company is called Neuralink. So this is in Greek. This is new.
We're doing this again. I'm tired of the linguistics. I can't. I cannot. He should have just gotten his linguistic degree. Maybe he does have a linguistic degree.
School,
oh my gosh, that game we used to play. Huh? That game you used to play. Remember to know if you and your lover were gonna be married and stuff, and how many houses you were gonna have. He's literally doing this.
This is just what you used to do in primary school to figure out if Chris Brown was part of the
Illuminati. Like, oh my, I can't believe we're still here. Okay.
Epsilon. Are you getting this?
No.
Epsilon. Are you getting this?
No.
Which is like a U. All right. Then we've got a rho. Then we've got an alpha, which of course alpha.
And
omega. Alpha, omega. A lambda. All right. Then we've got iota. All right. Then we've got nu. So this one is simply a small letter of this one. Then we have kappa. This is the way you write it in Greek grammar, all right?
But
So
why are we writing it in these languages? No, I'm not gonna
you
tell
put
us.
this one as Neuralink in English, but it appears like this in Greek. Are you getting this?
All right.
So
Why are
if
there
you look
numbers
at
on top of the letters? I just.
this
Eh?
and you look at this, it's the same way. This is just written in another language. This is in English.
Okay.
And N is 50. That's Greek grammar. 5.
Why?
100,
Why are we just saying numbers?
30, 10, 50, 20.
20 plus 50
It wants people
Plus
to be
10.
doing maths in this shit.
plus 30. Let me just not waste your time. All right? It's 666.
Wait.
Alright,
Wait.
And wait.
So, in order to fit in Neuralink to this whole 666 conspiracy, he used Hebrew the last time, right? But now he's like, I'm gonna use Greek this time because. But like, he could have done it. Like, if it didn't fit here, he would try and fit it in SpaceX. He would try to fit it in something else. It's just, why use Greek here now when we were using Hebrew before? Is it simply because in Greek it adds up to the number that you want?
So Greek material has a lot of meanings. Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, I preached the page, right? Exactly. So it doesn't really mean to say, I am the Spirit of God, or I am the page. Let's go to Elon Musk so that you see. The Lord comes.
I'm dying. Did he do this with his name? He did this with his own name. He was like, yeah, that man's name means 666. Mine is 465, which means I'm the Spirit of God. Oh my God.
I am the page. Let's go to Elon Musk so that you see. The Lord comes. The hidden
I want to do this with my name. Now we're back to Jewish. Why aren't we using Greek?
codes. Last time messenger. This is Omega messenger. You see what I'm trying to say here? You can go to confusion. You can go to next. It's okay. Attention is all right. But you see, there is mosque there as well.
Yeah, I'm saying Musk, yeah. I'm actually paying
Then there's confusing there. So you look at the numbers of negatives. Then you realize they are telling you the character of this.
This is just astrology, but using the alphabet.
So your name can fall under 5 things that are off. But when we know your character, we know exactly what lines up with your character and go like, okay, we get this.
So it's just picking and choosing then.
So is Elon Musk the Antichrist? No.
This
Is
whole
he the
time?
beast? No.
Well, that was a waste. I feel cheated.